What's going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to a video that you guys should know all too well why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because we're going up against Leo Dan in the BBL. If you don't know who Leo is, he's SixFtHax. Phenomenal battler, really good friend of mine. We play Fortnite together almost every single night, and I wanted to make sure that even though I love this dude to death and he's one of my best friends, I did not want to give him a single leg up in any form of playoff match that we could possibly play. Leo is a phenomenal battler, and real quick, I wanted to go over the teams. I didn't want to do a team builder because I'm not revealing everything that I'm bringing for a reason. I also did not want to do a live com because I did not want to talk about any moves that I have that could be secret text, that could be a cool move, that could be just anything that I didn't want Leo to know about if we ever did move forward. So real quick rundown of Leo's team. Things that he did not bring that I was kind of sort of surprised about. He did not bring Quillfish. I really expected Quillfish. Partly because of spikes. I think spikes are really annoying for three of my mons in Mega Mewtwo X, Muck, and Vaporeon. I've said before that I think spikes are really scary for this team to handle, and yeah, I think they're going to continue to be scary for this team to handle. However, I did prep for them pretty well in this game, in my opinion. I did make sure that I had the nice precautions in case he did decide to bring spikes. Other things he left off of the team, trying to think, what else could he have brought? Let me check. Durham Druddigons. I was kind of surprised to see no Alolan Persian, and I was only surprised to see that because the certain mons I have on my team, I feel like it can be a somewhat decent check to. For example, the Mawile, certain aspects of a Shell Smash Crustle, things like that. I thought that it could be pretty nice against, as well as just having Parting Shot can be really annoying for my team. I also kind of sort of expected him to bring Superior. Even though I have a Alolan Muck, it does a lot of work to literally everything else on my entire draft, but I guess he was scared of the Ditto reverse sweeping him, which is very understandable, and I don't blame him for that in the slightest. So the 6 that he did bring, the one that I wasn't expecting the most was Electrode. Electrode I kind of sort of didn't expect, just because I have things like a Gliscor that if I'm Spadef, it can actually tank HP Ices. I didn't really expect it because I also have like a Vikavolt that can hard wall it if he is rocking like HP Ice Volt Switch. Like the most you could do is potentially Toxic me. He might be able to set up screens on me, but even then it's not that big of a deal. My Vikavolt can't hit it with Bug Buzz because it's soundproof, obviously. But that's the only really big surprise. I was kind of surprised to see Chatot, but then the second I saw it in team preview, I was like, wow, I have literally no Specs Boomburst switch-ins on my entire draft. Like nothing at all that I have switches into Choice Specs Boomburst. So, and I also didn't really prep for Choice Specs Boomburst, which kind of sort of sucks. So I'm not really surprised to see things like the Registeel. Azu is one of the biggest problems in preparation. I did make sure to bring a bunch of things in preparation for Belly Drum Azu. Belly Drum Azu at +6 can just sweep me, so I made sure to prep for that. Garchomp, I'm never scared of a Garchomp. I think Garchomp is a bad Pokemon. I don't really like it at all. So because of that, I did prep for it, but I feel like it's easy to prep for in most circumstances. It's either Scarfed and it's too weak to kill anything, or it's Z-Move and it's outsped by a lot of things that can just be bopped by like HP Ices and Ice Beams. So let's go ahead and hop into the game. I am trying something new with the sound. I made sure that I had like in-game battle sounds on this time, so you guys are able to hear that. Let me see if that helps at all. There we go. So I just let off with my Gliscor. I figured I could either get a Brox or I could pressure something on his team, and I'm pressuring the Registeel. Pressuring Registeel for one makes it to where Vikavolt has a really good time. It has a really good matchup, and it's able to pressure a lot of things on his team between Bug Buzz, Volt Switch, and HP Ice. If I'm covering it, if I have Roost, it can pressure a lot of things. So pressuring the Registeel really opens up a lot of doors for Vikavolt, especially if I'm Agility Vikavolt. So now that he's set up his rocks, I've gotten off an earthquake damage. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to expect me to do another earthquake. He's either going to go into his Garchomp or his Chatot here. So I'm just going to get up my rocks. I want Chatot to take 25% whenever it comes in next time. I also want to be able to start chipping down the Mega Mewtwo Y and the Azu. Those are some really big portions of his team that I need to pressure. So here I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go directly into my Alolan Muck. It is the only thing on my entire team that could take 2 Specs Boom Bursts after my Figgy Berry. So he's going to go ahead, fire off the Boom Burst. He's not Specs, judging by that damage. He's more than likely Scarfed. And after the Figgy Berry, I'm back up at practically full health. Now here's a pretty big turn. I can either go for knockoff on whatever he could want to bring in, whether it's the Garchomp, whether it's pretty much anything, and I could do a decent chunk of damage no matter what he brings in. Or I could click Pursuit, and depending on his HP investment, he will be dead to Stealth Rocks, also depending on rolls. So if I'm able to click Pursuit here and I'm able to weaken this thing, that is a massive threat to my team gone. Also, because he is more than likely Scarf, judging by that damage, my Mega Mewtwo X destroys the remainder of his team's, like the most of his team at least, depending on my coverage. The only thing I'm kind of sort of scared of is Mega Mewtwo Y. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the Pursuit, as he did try to switch out, which is amazing for me. I get off a nice chunk of damage, not quite 75% as you saw, and he's going to drop in his Garchomp. Now here I'm going to make a play and I'm going to switch out. Now I'm going to switch out and I'm going to go into my Noivern here, because I have a Alolan Muck in. If I click Recycle on anything that is not Earthquake, I'm going to be at a really good amount of health, and he is going to struggle to kill this thing, especially with having my Gliscor at practically full health and having 3 Earthquake immunities. So I fully expected him to click Earthquake here just to try to get off some damage on my Alolan Muck, because also Alolan Muck is a really good check to his Mega Mewtwo Y. His Mega Mewtwo Y can't really touch it, so because of that, I fully expected Earthquake here. I go into my Noivern, as he is going to make the phenomenal play, and he is going to go right for Hidden Power Ice. And I'm going to frisk the Ground Z. That's really good to know for a little bit later. And he's not going to be able to kill me with HP Ice, which is phenomenal. So now I'm going to make the play, and I'm going to make the read that he's going to go right into his Registeel expecting the Dragon type move, and I'm going to fire off my Fire Z to get off a good amount of chip damage. In fact, it won't quite kill, but Firium Z into Flamethrower will kill him, which is all that I could really ask for. I couldn't ask for much more, especially because that's what this thing's main job was, to clear out the pathway for Vikavolt. So now that Registeel has taken the massive amount of damage, it is able to go down to the next Flamethrower, and that opens up the door for Vikavolt, and that's really good for me personally. So now I'm in a situation to where it is super obvious what he's going to do. He's going to go into Electrode. He's either going to go into Electrode, Mega Mewtwo Y, or Azu to be able to revenge kill me. Now, there's a couple things that I could do depending on what moves I bring. If I have Defog on something like my Gliscor, or if I wanted to save this thing as a sack, I could switch out here, or I could stay in and get rid of it, and because it's really not that useful if rocks stay up, and you guys know I hate Defog, so I am going to end up switching out here, and I'm only going to switch out to save the sack. Whoa, I don't want that to be showing in the bottom corner. That's really weird. So I'm only going to switch out to save this thing as a sack. As I go into Vikavolt, he's going to go for Hidden Power Ice, and you're going to see that this is going to do literally nothing to me. Vikavolt is really good. Like, I'm starting to thoroughly enjoy using this Pokemon a lot more than I thought I would. He's going to go for the Toxic, as I just go for the Roost. Roost allows me to stay healthy. It allows me to beat this thing 1v1 potentially, because of how frail it is. It actually can't take multiple Thunderbolts from Vikavolt. And he's not going to want to switch in his Garchomp on me in case I do have HP Ice, because Garchomp can't really kill me from this range. So here he's going to go for another HP Ice. I clicked Volt Switch here, I expected him to go into his Mega Mewtwo Y, since he knew I couldn't click Bug Buzz. This is kind of what I was expecting. And I'm going to drop in my Mega Mewtwo X. I did this for a couple reasons. One, he just revealed Toxic. He's also revealed Hidden Power Ice. That means he would probably have Volt Switch, and then I figured he would have some sort of reliable stab that he can stay in with, so Thunderbolt. I figured those were his 3 moves. If he didn't have Volt Switch, he would have like Light Screen or Reflect. And I figured that's how he would run his set. I feel like there's absolutely no way that he could do much of anything else to threaten my Mega Mewtwo X. If I'm toxic, I'm toxic. No big deal. I still outspeed everything and I bop the hell out of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Mega Evolution. I'm going to just fire off a Side Strike here. It does a lot of damage to everything, but he reveals Thunder Wave. So he's dual status on his Electrode, which is pretty freaking big. It really hurts a lot of my plans, but I'm just going to go ahead and fire off the Side Strike and get off all the damage I need to knock out the Electrode, and that's phenomenal for me. So now this is a situation that I was telling you guys about that I prepped for hardcore. Belly Drum Azu is super scary. I cannot one-shot it from this range. Nothing I have can one-shot it. Nothing I brought could one-shot it from this range. So he could very well be Z Belly Drum. He could also just be regular Belly Drum with Citrus Berry. That is extremely possible. So it's either I sack off my Mega Mewtwo X, which at this range I live, since he revealed HP Ice, and it did some mixed investment to my Noivern. I know I can take a Z Earth Power from Timid Max Special Attack Garchomp with this Mega Mewtwo X as of right now. So because of that, I'm going to switch out, and if he Z Belly Drums up, I do have a backup plan for it, and I do have precautions for it. So or if he's just regular Belly Drum, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sack off my Noivern to Stealth Rocks. Kind of sort of sucks, but Noivern did its job. It put the pressure on Registeel and it killed Registeel. He's going to click Play Rough immediately, and that is where I knew that he was more than likely not Belly Drum, or if he was Belly Drum, he would not be able to click it anytime soon versus me. So the reason why I went into my Vaporeon, as you're going to see, I do outspeed this Azumarill. I did run speed investment on my Vaporeon, and because of that, I can fire off a Scald and I can burn it before he Belly Drums or before he attacks. And if he Belly Drums, I also did bring Haze to protect myself from Belly Drum Azu. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and fire off a Scald, and as you're going to see, we are going to get pretty lucky on the first one, and we are going to pick up a burn here, and that means that this Azumarill is pretty much just completely useless. It's not going to be able to do much damage at all to my Vaporeon. He's not even banded, which is what that damage reveals to me. So this Vaporeon is able to just sit in here. It's able to wish up. It's able to be unbelievably annoying for Leo, and that's, I feel bad because Vaporeon is doing Vaporeon things to a friend of mine, but at the same time, Vaporeon is one of my favorite bulky water types exactly for that reason. I knew I could live pretty much any hit unless he crits me, so I just went ahead and fired off a Scald to get off a little bit more chip damage, and as you're going to see, I lived that pretty easily. And this next turn, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fire off a Wish, and then I'm going to Protect, and then I'm going to get up to a good amount of health. This Vaporeon is coming in clutch. Vaporeon is one of my favorite bulky water types for this specific reason. Being a bulky water type that can reliably heal up itself and its team, while also having phasing options, while also having Haze, while also having a really high special attack stat, and being immune to Scald. This is like literally the definition of what I look for in a bulky water type. Absolutely love Vaporeon. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fire off a Scald because it could kill from this range, but as you're going to see, it unfortunately does not. And he's going to go ahead and get to fire off another Play Rough on me. So, and this is where the game kind of sort of really just starts barreling downhill for Leo, which kind of sort of sucks, but at the same time, he still has a really good chance at winning this game because of this Mega Mewtwo Y. If his Mega Mewtwo Y has recovery, I'm going to struggle to beat it unless I can poison it. He's not going to Mega Evolve so that he has more Fizz-Def bulk, because he was expecting me to go into my Alolan Muck. I thought we had a first turn Mega rule, but I guess not. I just click Scald, I'm sacking this thing off, and as you're going to see, I do get pretty lucky and I get another burn. And this right here is where I was expecting to see recovery, and this is where I was expecting to be sad with my entire life. As you're going to see, he is now going to Mega Evolve to get the more Spadef, since he sees that I'm staying in. And he's going to go ahead and just fire off a Side Strike, and as you're going to see, my Vaporeon actually lives. It actually lives that. Shout out to Vaporeon. And I'm going to fire off another Scald, and it's going to put him down to a little bit below 25% after the burn, and I live on 2. I live on 2 after the burn, and that sucks. If I had died there, I would have been a really, really good spot if he had recovery. But he's going to click Shadow Ball, take out my Vaporeon, and Vaporeon put in so much work. Here I'm going to go into my Alolan Muck, and Alolan Muck is also looking absolutely phenomenal. To go ahead and just click Shadow Sneak, kill the Mega Mewtwo Y, and it even has a chance to just win the rest of the game for me. So I do live in Earth Power. I do not live in Earthquake. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into my Vikavolt expecting the Earthquake. But as you're going to see, Leo is going to make another phenomenal read, and he's going to go for Fire Blast. And that was such a good play because my Vikavolt just gets absolutely bopped there, which really sucks. So now I'm in a position where, oh, let me get Rocks damage so you guys can see what percentage I'm at. I'm at 81%. There's 2 ways that I lose this game. He crits me with a Z move, because if he's Z Earth Power, he never kills me. If he's mixed with Z Earthquake, it is a roll to kill me if he's max physical attack, which I don't think he can be because he had some special attack investment plus speed. I don't think he can be that. So it's a roll to kill me. It does like 82% maximum, 83% maximum. I'm at 81. If I get fully paralyzed after the Z move, I lose this game. And that sucks because of my misplay against the Electrode. That sucks. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to fire off the Z move, and I'm expecting this to be Z Earth Power. I don't expect him to be mixed. I expect him to be Earth Power, Fire Blast, HP Ice, something as the final move. Maybe Draco Meteor, fully special chomp, not that big of a deal. But as you're going to see, this Z Earthquake is going to do so much damage and put me at 3 health, and I live and break through the para, and I get off the Ice Beam, and Mega Mewtwo X comes in clutch once again. Bulk investment on this thing is like one of the best things I could have ever done. But now he's going to go into his Chatot, and this is pretty much a GG. I'm just going to sack off my Mega Mewtwo X. I could have kept it alive for KD, but I don't really care about that too much. I couldn't safely go into anything because Boom Burst has the potential to 2-shot me from this range since I don't have my berry. And I don't want my Alolan Muck to just go down and me lose anyway to it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click Poison Jab and kill off the Chatot. And that is going to be a very nice 2-0 win for us over Leo and the Durham Druddigons. This was a phenomenal game. Leo definitely played super well. He made phenomenal reads. He made phenomenal plays. The burn on Azu really sucked. That really sucked. But also not having recovery on Mega Mewtwo Y sucked for him. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry that I'm not revealing everything that I usually do, but I hope you guys understand that I want to go in to playoffs with the best with the best chance against Leo, because I know he's gonna make playoffs. He always makes playoffs. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.